Modern feminism has landed women in a predicament. With the breakdown of traditional masculinity and the free rein given to the female hypergamous nature, women find themselves chucked into a dating market where they desire the top cadre of masculine men, and yet the ideology they were brought up with has made sure no such men are left in society. Hypergamy is the innate female mating strategy of going after the highest value man she can snag, and its roots go deep into biology and evolutionary psychology. As Jordan Peterson explains it, hypergamy is the desire of a woman to date up. This means that she looks for a man who is taller, richer, more confident, more sociable, has higher status, and is stronger than her in every regard. So why has hypergamy become a subject of discussion only in recent decades? There is a very pertinent reason why this natural female tendency is becoming a bane to both men and women in the modern dating marketplace. The dark reality of the deep frustration that women are feeling, and the ripples that it's causing out into the wider society deserves a discussion. So listen on to understand why the walls of the dating market for women are shrinking smaller and smaller by the passing year. I remember there was a time in my university when I was first exposed to an unfiltered dating market of young adults, and was given ample opportunity to study people's behavior with my backdrop of red pill knowledge. It truly was a revelation, and even today serves as a stock of experience from which I draw many of my most important ideas. I witnessed inequality like nothing you've ever seen, and this inequality was in the attention economy, created as a result of thousands of girls and boys trying to date each other. Almost all the girls were potential prospects for guys who thought they'd be happy to snag any girl that would give them the time of day. But for the girls, it was an entirely different matter. Only a few tens of guys hog all the attention and interest of the girls, leaving most other men to stack up at the bottom. I knew it couldn't be an accident. Why was I observing such a lopsided pattern in favor of a few men? The knowledge of female hypergamy helped put the pieces together and made me realize that what I was witnessing was, in fact, the innate female nature that over thousands of years of natural selection had helped our species separate from the chimpanzees and played a cardinal role in evolution. But there is a flip side to it, and a dark one. Women's hypergamous nature has been freed from all stigmas and regulating institutions like marriage, leading to a sexual free-for-all that ultimately harms women and the protection and provision they inevitably need. There is a brutal fact about men. Only a small percent of them at the top are truly desirable to women on an innate level, and all other partnerships are out of convenience or necessity. There is only a small cadre of men who will ever experience female attraction in the most visceral way a woman can lust over a man. This means that as all reins to female hypergamy come off, women are finding it harder and harder to find a masculine and competent man they can truly look up to and want for a relationship. But here's where things get even more troublesome. Women in their prime years for attractiveness, say ages 18 to 30, might have at least some leverage in modern dating. But these years are just the start of a long and arduous life that will most likely stretch to their 80s. And for most people, it's easier to make impulsive decisions now than to think and plan for the entirety of their lives. Men in the modern dating market are less and less incentivized to marry or commit to women, which paradoxically for the goals of feminism has taken away power from women who cannot use their looks and physical attractiveness to snag the man they desire. Women past their prime are hit with a startling realization that hits them like a ton of bricks. No man wants them for a serious relationship anymore. There is a new crop of hot young women who all the high-quality men are flocking to, leaving older women out in the cold with no one except undesirable men to love and commit to them. This is exacerbating their deep-seated insecurities and makes them worry about the prospect of their life with a man they don't feel attracted to. Ironically, female hypergamy is acting like a closing wall on one side, with a shrinking pool of date-worthy men acting like the other one. This is the modern female predicament. All of a sudden, women are finding that their tender matches are decreasing. Their inbox, which used to be full of high-quality guys doling out free validation, is now depleting, and they no longer get the looks and attention of men that had fed their self-esteem their entire lives up to this point. All of a sudden, they are met with a realization that the experiment of uninhibited hypergamy has blown up in their face, and the consequences of freeing sexuality from all reins and restraints is acting counterproductive to their long-term mating strategies. Like someone flailing their arms around trying to frantically hold on to something dear, women are desperately to get back that glory, using makeup, Snapchat filters, and TikTok dances to try and regain that past attention they always used to get from high-value men. But that top cater of men is no longer available because the overabundance of female attention simply disincentivizes them to pay any attention to older or less attractive women. The popular and charismatic men used to fawn all over her during her peak, but now hardly even look in her direction, and this hits her deep inside. It makes her angry, bitter, and resentful. She reminisces about the time she spent with the gift of youth and beauty, but never used it the way it was intended to get the commitment of a high-quality man. It is this regret and bitterness that leads her down a dark downward spiral, and an increasing number of modern women are falling in the same pit as soon as they exit their most attractive and fertile years. I believe we are quickly hurtling toward a highly unequal and resentful modern society in terms of dating, where both men and women are unsatisfied yet incapable of changing their circumstance. Hypergamy is driving a wedge between the sexes, and wholesome long-term relationships are becoming a rarer sight. We are becoming a society of fragmented individuals searching for the gratification of impulsive pleasure on one side and a loving partner on the other, but in the end, having none. This paints a grim picture of the future, because these trends are only exacerbating as we move into the following decades. One shudders to think of the prospect of a fulfilling relationship that future children might have in this hollowed-out world of modern dating. In this divergence of society, you can only look out for yourself as an individual and make wiser decisions. Both men and women will need to hit the brakes on this rampant, emotionless hookup culture and start to contemplate their life across the entirety of its span. This is the only thing that will help the mating strategies of the two sexes to manifest healthily in society and lead to a positive synergy between them. The world of modern dating is a complex maze that is becoming harder to navigate every day, and you need to arm yourself with the relevant knowledge and wisdom so you can avoid pitfalls and become a genuine person of value that can attract the opposite sex. This is why this channel exists. So hit the like button and subscribe for more updates on future content. There is a lot more in the pipeline that you can't afford to miss. Until next time.